My name is Michael Frakes, and I've been hanging out here at Living Hope Church for about 5 years now. Been in church my whole life, though, so that's been several years now. As far as when I came to faith and how, I was in 6th grade at the time, and we were having one of those things they used to do pretty commonly way back when. That was have a revival, in the springtime, and I was just feeling. There was a burden on my heart. I needed to get things right. And our pastor and the evangelist, the revival evangelists we had, they came out to my house to visit with me. And it's time to get this done. And so, I went forward one night there at the revival and was baptized like the next night after that. Like I said, I've been in church my whole life. Now, I've got to give my mom credit for that. She was really the driving force behind getting me in church. My dad was not interested in church. Church was not a part of his life. It wasn't anything that was important to him, but it was to my mom. And so she was the one that had me in church all the time and got that habit, if you want to call it that, instilled in me. And of course, by now it's not a habit anymore. It's just a way of life. May 18th, 1982, I was on my way to work at the radio station. I did the night shift the 5 to midnight shift at the radio station in Atchison, Kansas. And I didn't make it there that particular night. I was hit essentially broadside by a semi as I pulled out onto the highway. And so that, I don't remember anything about it. I have to rely on what people tell me what happened to me, other than I know I was in the hospital for quite a while. But when I finally got to my regular hospital room out of ICU, my fiance then, now my wife, Melissa, brought my Bible to me to read, so I'd have it to read. And after a few days, I finally felt like opening it up and reading it. And I guess here's again one of these random events, if you want to call it that, one of these events where what I opened up to read is just exactly what I needed to hear. And as I opened up my Bible, I just opened it up with really nothing in mind specifically to look for to read. I just opened it up and I read the first thing I saw. And what I read was Psalm chapter 30, the 30th Psalm. And when I'm sitting there and lying in bed realizing that I'm a young guy that nearly died, and I read that psalm, there's so many things that seem to relate to where I was. It was what I needed to read at that moment. It's what I needed to hear, and it was basically telling me what I needed to do.